Okay, in this session, we're going to talk about how to post to your site. So this is something that you'll be doing a lot, something that you'll be getting your outsourcers to do a lot. And so it's good that you understand how to do this, because this is kind of the core of your business, is getting content out there. So what I'm going to cover is how to post a single and a double page video editorial. I'm also going to show you how to do a slideshow article. And then as I do this, you're going to learn about some of the tools that I use to create my images really fast and what size they should be, and how to write a super awesome post title, and how to make your content flow so that you draw people into your page and get them to stay. So in this session, this is one of those sessions that when you actually go to do your first post, you're going to want to watch it, pause it, rewind it. So you're probably going to watch this session multiple times. And just many of you kind of like wondering, well, how long is it going to take me to write these posts? Well, your first 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are going to probably take you longer because you're new at it. But once you get this down, a lot of people can crank out 2 to 3 of these in an hour. And then, of course, you can outsource all this as well. And then, many times, sometimes you can outsource it and then you can get the work, and then sometimes you just tweak it a little bit, because there's certain things that you can learn to do to help a certain article or a post to go a little bit more viral. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. If I'm here sitting at my dashboard, I'm logged in, you're going to go to posts and you're going to go to add new posts. Now, in here we have what's called content templates. And so we have some templates that you can load up, and let me just show you what this is really quick. We have some templates that you can load up here, and they make it a lot easier and faster to make your posts. Now, if you ever get stuck in WordPress wanting to learn how to do something, just go to YouTube and just type in, like how to make a category, how to do this, and there's like a billion videos that show you how to do this. I'm going to show you just kind of the basics, and you can load other templates in here. You don't even have to use templates. Sometimes people will get their own style up there, but this is what we found works well for us. So I'm going to go to posts and hit add new. Now I've already got my post that I'm going to write on. I found this viral video here it says dog half coyote retriever adopts 10 baby chicks. It's got 2.1 million views on it. Now I always take the time and watch the videos, and then I read the background, because here's the thing: if you write an article that doesn't match what the video is, you're going to get a lot of negative feedback from people, and people are going to be upset at you. And even this guy who did this video, I think he was kind of trying to deceive people a bit. He says dog half coyote / retriever adopts 10 baby chicks. Well, it's actually not true. This dog is not a half coyote, but the story is that a coyote got some chickens and there was some baby chicks left, and their dog went and kind of adopted them. So I am going to post about that. I'm not going to post that this dog is a half coyote retriever, and I think that's why he got a lot of views on this. But I'm just going to switch this up a little bit and make something good. So I've gone ahead and wrote the article. I'm going to show you how to do that. Now this is about a 250 word article. Your posts are going to be about 250 to 300 words per every page that you're on. So if I'm going to do a 2-page article, you want to make sure it's going to be about 500 words, maybe even 600 words. Anything less than that, it's a little tricky, because you're getting into the danger zone of what's called thin content, and you want to have a lot of content on your posts and pages. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to load up the template. So I went to add new post, and I'm going to load up my template. I'm going to do a video editorial, and I'm going to do a 1-page post. I'm going to load the template up. Now what this does is it erases everything that was in there, so you have to do this at the very beginning. So what I've done now is I've loaded up just kind of like a template in here, and just there's a bunch of gobbledygook in here, and it's kind of got a spot for the video, and it's got a place for the featured image. It's kind of just a template, and I'm going to walk through every little piece in here that you're going to do and show you how to test it and everything. So let's talk about the title. The title this is what I came up with the title. Let me paste it in here. Let's see if you can see it over here. So the title is "A Coyote Got into the Hen House, but this dog saved the chicks and then did something awesome." Okay. So what I like about this title is it still leaves a little mystery in there. So a coyote got into the hen house, and people are like, "Oh boy." And then this dog saved the chicks. So the dog saved the chicks, and then did something awesome. So he adopted the chicks. And so when people see that, they're going to go, oh yeah, I'm going to click on that. What's that? That sounds like a cool story. One thing you're going to find is sometimes you can play around with different titles and you can test different titles. That's for a whole nother video. Now the next thing is called your permalink. The permalink is basically going to be the link that happens at the end of your website. So this is aboutallthings.com/, and then I'm going to hit edit right here. And I'm going to put a short but kind of descriptive title because it does make a difference. I'm going to put dog saves chicks, baby chicks. You want to keep this fairly, small. You don't, want to have it super long, but you want to have it kind of descriptive because this is for search engine optimization. There's also your ads many times will be targeted on what's in the title here. Okay, so now you can see I've got my space for my ad. You're going to notice something right here. This is called Mash Share. Now this is what's called a shortcode. I'm not going to go a whole lot of detail, but in WordPress there's something called shortcodes. And what it means is when you put a shortcode there, it makes something appear there. Well, this is going to make a sharing button appear. So anytime you put this shortcode in here, it's going to make that share on Facebook button appear. And by the way, you can go adjust that in the settings. I'd leave it just like it is because we've already tested it. This works really well. There are other types of shortcodes that you can add in here. You can play around with those if you want to as you're creating. But I'm just gonna keep it really simple and put my article in there. So I've got my article on my other screen here. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste it over. And you can just type your article right into your page. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight everything here, and I'm going to paste it. Now, this is, here it is. So I've got my article in here, and then I've got my Mash Share button. I'm going to have this right above the video, but I'm going to put it right at the end of the line, like that. Now, this video is not my video. It's a placeholder video. So you want to click on it and hit edit. Now, what's cool is we have a plugin here where it makes it so easy in WordPress. All you have to do is, in fact, let me just show you. I'm going to delete. You can click here, and you can just copy that over like that, and just say insert into post, and then it changes it up. Or you can actually just let's just, for example's sake, I'm gonna get rid of this, and I'm gonna go back up to the post, and I'm just gonna copy that YouTube URL right there, and it puts the video in there. It's a really cool shortcode, but you can do the same thing with a Facebook video. Let me actually bring up a Facebook video and show you how that works, for example's sake here. So let's go find a video in Facebook that would be pretty good. Okay, there's a video. I don't know. It's a live video. So let me see if I right click on any video on Facebook and hit show video URL, and I do a Control-C to copy that, I can come over to my post, and just for example's sake, I'm going to come over here and put that in there instead. And now it's got that video in there. So that's kind of cool, right? So I'm gonna just cancel that though, because I want to go back to my original one. And what's nice is it leaves it nice and clean. And there are lots of other videos that it'll work with, not just Facebook, Vimeo, YouTube, all that. So that makes it really nice. By putting this Mash Share button, that puts the sharing button there. Okay, so now I've got my title in here. I've got this in here. Understand that when you first get going, you're not going to have ads on your site. But mine has ads on the site right now. So you're not going to have ads on your site. In fact, you're not going to put ads on your site for at least 10 to 14 days of you posting 3 articles a day. And first of all, we'll get into that whole section about when you actually put the ads, because if you don't have an AdSense account, you'll need to apply for an AdSense account. So you need to get your site started before you can ever even put ads on it, and then it has to be approved. So you don't want any kind of ads on your site. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to read through this article before I do some of the other settings. I'm going to show you why this is a good article. Most of us know that dogs are protective But this dog in the video below did even more. Bailey is a lab, and one evening heard something strange and started going crazy at the front door. This very first paragraph, you want this to be short, no more than about 2 or 3 lines. The reason why, there's going to be, your first ad is going to be under this paragraph. So the other thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you have your main keyword really front and center in that first sentence. Most of us know dogs. The reason why is we want our ads to match the content on our page, and many times AdSense will match up to what's in the very first sentence or in the title. Okay, so notice I have dog in the title as well. Now, you don't want to do what's called keyword stuffing, where it's like the title doesn't make sense and you have the dog in there like 3 times. So it's really, really important that your titles are really good in that very first sentence, about no more than about 2 or 3 lines. And notice how my paragraphs here are all about 3, 4 lines. Okay, keep them pretty short. You can have longer ones. The thing is, your ads are going to be placed in between these eventually. So her owners opened the door and saw a coyote running across the street. Bailey sprung into action and discovered that the coyote had been trying to get some baby chicks, but was stopped just in time. Bailey's owners were able to take a little video of the aftermath, which not only shows the dog protecting the chicks, but practically adopting them. The video is so cute. So you get that? I'm like, they gotta see this video, right? I gotta see the video. Labs are especially known for protecting and adopting other animals. And I'm so glad Bailey was there that night. Her owners posted an update a few months back on Facebook. So I got this from their Facebook post. So sometimes I'll just take little excerpts from this. Sometimes I'll even take comments from people and put a little quote in there. Update. Hi, YouTube fans of Bailey. Thank you for all your wonderful comments on her. She's truly one amazing dog. Sorry we hadn't updated you all on Bailey and the chick, but here it is. So the orphan chicks we found a home for with wonderful people, and we're willing to take the time to raise them. As far as we know, they're all doing well. And then my video is at the very end. Okay, so if someone reads this, they're going to want to click the video and watch the video because, remember, I said it's really cute. All right, so I'm not going to hit save yet because I need to go adjust a few other things. What I need to do is I look here at published state, and right now it's in draft state. So many times what you do is you're writing articles, you can hit save draft. WordPress will automatically save it for you every so often, but I like to hit the save draft just every once in a while in case your computer crashes. The next thing, right now it's on format standard. You could also do like a video post, but we haven't done a whole lot of those. But this is the important thing, the category. So I'm going to leave it as a featured, and I'm going to go ahead and put on pets. And you can also make this primary. And so it kind of depends where you want it to show up on your page. I'm going to go ahead and make primary on that, but it's still going to leave it as featured. Featured basically means it's going to just show up on your page kind of in the very front article up here. So when I post this, it's going to show up right there. Okay, so coming back to here, now I need to tag it, and this is really important that you tag things. So I'm going to type dog for the tag and put a comma. And dogs, I already have dog as a tag in there from before, so it remembers it. I'm going to do rescue. Okay, and I've already got rescue in there. And then that's probably good enough there. And then I'm going to hit add. And then this is the next important thing, your featured image. And this is critical. So your featured image is what is going to show up on Facebook when you share it. It's also going to be in your article. It's going to be this image in the article. Now let me show you something. This is designed a very specific way. I'm on a desktop computer right now. Notice how I don't see that image anywhere on the page, and that's actually by design. I'm on a desktop though. Let me go to another tab, and I'm going to bring that same article up, and I'm in Google Chrome. I'm going to hit F12. Now F12 does a really cool thing where you can make it look like what it looks like on a mobile browser. See that? Now the featured image is there. So that's what it looks like when someone's looking on mobile. Now, I need to say something here that's super, super, super important. You're not going to have ads on your site when you first start doing your articles, but I wanted you to see what it looks like with ads. You can never, ever, 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 ever click on the ads that are on your own site. Now, don't even click on ads on anyone else's site either. Why? Well, that's called click fraud, and you will get your AdSense account banned. Period. Don't ever even do it, not even one time. Okay? It's hard. It can be hard sometimes, and I'll show you guys. Kind of a way to do that, to be able to do it so that you don't even have to see the ads in here. And we'll get that later when we talk about ad inserter. But don't ever, ever, ever click on your own ads. Okay, so back to what I was talking about. That featured image actually shows up there at the top on mobile, but it doesn't show up here on desktop, and that's by design because we want to have our ad be prominently featured on desktop. But on mobile, you can't have just a bunch of ads on the top page. You got to have some images, some text, and so that's what it's going to look like on mobile. But this image is also what's going to load up into Facebook as well. So back to what we were doing. So I've got a featured image in there right now, and it's just a generic one. And it's your images need to be 1200 by 630. Let me show you how I get these images. Okay, so this is the kind of the whole art form thing to this, because many times people will click on your posts if they see a good image. So I'm going to kind of go through this video, and I'm going to find the spot where
what happened to the mother?
See a really good image. Sorry, that ad came up there. So here's a dog with the chick, and a lot of times you just kind of have to browse through and see a good image that will capture somebody's attention. So there's that. I can't see the dog quite as well. And then you can use other images too. It doesn't have to be the image of the video. But let me show you another thing that's kind of cool. There's another cool tool that you can use. So I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you how to capture an image in here, but there's also a really good tool for extracting the images. And I'll put a link to this tool under this video. Basically, you put in a YouTube video URL, and it shows you the images that's already for the thumbnail for that. So many times I like to use that thumbnail image in my article because this video already went viral before, and so why not use the same image again that already was like a proven viral image. And I don't have a problem doing that with Facebook. I generally don't take people's other images if it's on their blog. So I'm probably gonna end up using one of these images, but I want to show you a tool that I use to grab it from the video. So if I were to go find a good thumbnail image, I would, oh yeah, this might be a good one right here. It's kind of cute. He's got his tongue out there. So I want to go ahead and I'm going to blow this up as much as I can here with my browser, about 100%. Now I use a tool called Snagit. Let me show you this tool. Just type in Snagit. How about Snagit? Okay, Snagit by TechSmith. That's their ad. I don't necessarily want to click on their ad. Snagit, and this will be the best $50 investment that you've ever made. I use this all day long, and they even have a free trial that you can use. What it allows you to do is take pictures, you can edit images, and it's super, super fast. So I'm going to go ahead and do this with Snagit here. Go over to my page here, and I'm clicking a little capture button. You can't see this because it's above, it's at the top of my monitor. And now I've hit the capture image, and it kind of highlights things. So I'm going to take that image, and I'm going to highlight it like that, and then I can adjust it a little bit if I need to. and then I'm going to hit the capture button. Now that opens up over here into an editor. Now in this, let me see if I can shrink this down a little bit so you can see it better on the screen. Okay, so from here I need to do something. I need to get this image in the format, and let me go show you again. It's in the post here, 1200 by 630. This is probably going to be the geekiest that a lot of you get, but there's a reason we do it that size, and it's for social media sharing. So here's what I do. I go to Image, Resize, Resize Image, and I put the width to 1200. Now it makes this size a lot higher, but that's okay. I hit OK. Now what I do is I go to Image, Resize, Resize Canvas, and then I crank this down to 630. And then it kind of will adjust the image. You can play around with the positioning of that. And I think if I put it in the center there, that's probably pretty good because it shows the dog and everything. And that's my image size. So I'm going to go ahead and save this image here. And let me go ahead and find a folder. For the sake of organization, I like to create a folder for each article that I do. So I'm going to make a new one that says dog adopts chicks. Because you never know when you're going to need to use these again, because if you make a new site, you might want to blog about the same thing and use some of the same images. Now I'm actually going to label that image to dog adopts baby chicks. Okay, so now I've hit save, and make sure it's JPEG. That's important to make sure you have a small size. So now I'm going to just take that across, and I'm going to hit remove featured image because that's got the template that's in there. If I were to save that right now in preview, you're going to see that it would be the wrong image. So I'm going to hit remove featured image, and then I'm going to hit set featured image. Now when I go to set featured image, I'm going to hit upload. You can either drag and drop that file in there, or you can hit select files, and then that will then you can go ahead and browse to your files there. Let me go ahead and do that. Drag to your files. Here's my articles and dog adopts chick, and there it is. I'm going to open, and then the image is in here. Takes a second to load. Should be pretty quick. Well, the reason why it's taking a little bit longer is we have a little plugin here called Smush that takes your image and smushes it. It makes it smaller. See this right here? It reduced the size of that, and that's why it takes a little bit longer to load that. So I'm going to just go ahead and hit set featured image. Now that's going to be my image in there. Now I want to go back and show something with that Snagit. There's some cool things that you can do with that Snagit. Sometimes you can draw a little picture. You could put like an arrow like this. You could change the color of that. You could make it bigger. You could, and that kind of captures people's attention. I've done this before where I'll do like circles, and like when I want to magnify something here, you can do that. All these things really help. You can do this here under tools. You can go to this pixelate thing, and you can go in and kind of put the focus over on the edges. Maybe you do a smooth one, and you can blur certain things out like this. Have you guys ever seen images like this online where they kind of blur out things and it kind of draws your attention in there? The biggest thing, it's important to have a good image because this is the image that's going to happen on Facebook as well. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it regular though, but I wanted to show you some of the things that you can do inside there. So I've set the featured image. I need to do a couple other things. So again, checking it over, I've got the title, I've got everything in my post, I've got the category in there, I've got the tags in there. Now I need to come in here and look at a couple things. I want to go and look who the author is, And I have a ghostwriter for here, Monica Scoresby, and I've created a couple users in my WordPress, and they're my writers. My site is mainly for women, and I've usually found that if I have my articles written by women, then more people read them. The other thing is this will, let's see, what else is there? I need to come in here. Oh, social media. So this is important right here. If you click on this, this will be, if you wanted to change what it says in Facebook, the description and the image, you could put that in here. Now, you normally don't need to do that because we've set this, but if you want to also make images for other types of social media like Pinterest, custom tweet, Pinterest description, you can definitely do that, and it all depends on your audience that you're going after. I'm going to show you something that will really help you. So I think I'm about ready. I'm going to go ahead and hit Save Draft, and then I'm going to hit Preview. You always want to preview your page before you actually post it. And by the way, you can schedule posts as well if you're wondering about that. So I'm going to hit Preview. It opens it up to a new window, and it allows me to preview the article. Okay. And so notice how it has that share button. That, again, that share button is showing up because I have this short code right here. Okay, and then this is where you can like adjust things if you need to. And so I think that's going to be good. I'm going to go ahead and post this. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Publish. Okay, so now that's published. I'm going to go ahead and view this post. I'm going to open this up in a new tab, and I'm going to view it. So again, this is what it looks like in desktop, and this is what it looks like in mobile. And sometimes you have to refresh your screen here, and the way you have to go right on the thing. This is what it looks like on mobile. So a big difference, right? The reason why there's spaces in this is spaces for the ad. It won't show ads in there until it refreshes. So this is it. That's the post. That's a one-page post, and people can click on share on Facebook, and it pops up with a little share. And this is the image that's going to pull in there, and it pulls in the title. A coyote got into the house, but the dog saved the chick and did something awesome. Most of us know that dogs are protected. So that's why it's important that you have really good content in the very first part, because that's what's going to show up on Facebook. Now, I want to show an example. Say I want to change my title and I want to change my image. Okay, so I go, oh yeah, you know, I wanted you know, if I change this to say a mean coyote, okay, and then I say I want to change my image. This is just for example's sake. And I remove this featured image, and I set a new image in here. Okay, let's just say that you know, I'm just going to pick that image, even though it's not the right one for this post. Okay, so I hit Update. Okay, so now I go look at my post, and let's look at it on mobile, and I hit refresh. Well, watch this. It will change that image to the one that I put there, but watch what happens when I hit share on Facebook. It still has the old image. Okay, this is a feature that Facebook has. And let me show you how to get over this, because if you change something in your ad, you've got to change that image. So I want you to go over inside your post. There's a link down here under the Mass Share Social Image Options, and it is called Validate Open Graph. So click that. This is what Facebook thinks is in your ad right now. Okay, so I'm going to hit Show Existing Scrape Information, and that's what it has. So if you change your post or change something, you've got to go in here and hit Fetch New Scrape Information, and watch what this does. There. Okay, it puts the new information in there. That used to drive me crazy. Okay, so now if I go to my post back here and I hit share on Facebook, now it's going to bring the image that I brought in there. So that's how that works, and that used to drive me crazy when I first got started. Now the other thing is you can hit the plus sign there. You can share on Pinterest. You can control these as well. I'd leave it at Facebook right now, but that's what's going to happen. If you wanted to put another sharing button under there, you could do that by just putting that short code under there. So if I wanted to put 2 Facebook buttons, I would just take that short code and I would come to the bottom here and I would put it at the end. And by the way, I'm going to go set a different featured image because I actually have a lot of live people coming to my site right now and I don't want to confuse them and say, hey, that's not a that's a picture of a pit bull that you have there. And I'm going to change my title back. Okay, so remember when I do this, there we go. Okay, and I hit update. Remember, when you do something like that, you want to go ahead and do your share, your open graph thing here. So I would come in here and hit fetch new scrape information. And there we go. It's got the right one in there now. Okay, so coming back here. So now we've got our post in there. I want to have you look and see this is what it looks like on desktop. I'm going to refresh this. And then now I've got a share button below it as well. So I would just keep it the way we've got it though, because I know that we already have these positions so that it converts really well as far as when people go to the ads and stuff. So that is how you do a single page post. Now let's go and do a double post on the next page. It's actually pretty simple. Now there is a template that you can load in there. If I were to load this template in there, it would take this out. But it's actually pretty simple how to make it go to a next page. So if I were just testing and I wanted to make this go to a next page right now, I would hit enter right here, and then I would go and I would insert a page break on this little icon right here. By putting a page break in there, it's going to automatically put the next page button in there. I'm going to hit update. Now if I were to go to this post here and refresh, you're going to notice that it changed it into a 2-page post. Okay, notice how it's got the first part of the article here, and then it's got my next page button there. And then when I go to the next page button, then it goes and it has the video there. Now here is something really, really, really important that I'm going to teach you. You've got to, before you put next pages and that and make people go to different pages, you've got to put a reason why they go to the next page or they get confused. So actually tell them, hey, go to the next page, go to the next page to see this cute video of Bailey. Let them know that there's something on the next page. Now I'm going to take this out and load up another template for you, just to kind of show you though, because I actually don't want my page to actually do that. And I'm going to take out that second sharing button below here as well. Okay, so now I've taken out that second sharing button. Oh, I actually took the video out, so we can hit undo there. And I'm going to come here and just backspace over that. Okay, there we go. I'm going to hit update. Okay, so now I've got my article there, but I say, you know what? I want to do this on a second page post. So I'm going to do video editorial, video on second page. I'm going to load this template up, and it's going to erase everything that I just did. Okay, so I'm going to have to start over. And I'll just kind of, now you'll notice that the template here has a featured image. So it's still going to have it erased the feature image as well. But it's got an image on the first page as well, and then it's got the video down here. So you can either keep or not keep the image down there. In this example, I'm actually going to take the image out. And then notice how it says go to the next page to see the video. And then it's got that share button there. I'm going to take that out because I've generally found I don't want to have the share until the very end. All right, so you can still adjust this here. And then I'm going to go back and take my article again. Now this article is not the best example because it's not a super long article, but I'm going to go ahead and put the first part of the article here. I need to go adjust my title. Put the first part of the article here, and then the second part of the article here. This will be on the second page. All right, and then I want to make sure that that mass share is right at the end there. I need to go put my title in here. Let's see, where was my title? I'll paste this title because I already had it written in there. I need to come in here and replace the video and put the YouTube link in there. So I'm going to hit edit. I've got the YouTube link in there. Insert into post, and then I need to put pets on here again, and then I'm going to put the tags, dog, rescue, like that, hit add, and then I'm going to go ahead and remove the featured image, and I'm going to set the featured image, and I already have it uploaded, so I can just click it like that, set the featured image, and then I am going to go change the author again because I want Monica Scoresby to actually be the author there. Where did that go? It's right down here, the author. Oh, she's already the author. Okay, so there we go. I think everything's set. I'm going to go ahead and preview it. Save a draft. I'm going to go ahead and preview it. And it's loading up here in another tab. And there we go. It's going to have my next page here. And then it's going to have me go to the article here. So that's a 2-page post article. And then that one goes back to the previous page. What's nice about this is it's got the ad below the video. So someone sits there and they watches the video, and well, guess what? They're able to see an ad right here as well. Now, I'm going to caution you about something because you have to pay really close attention to where your ads are going to show. AdSense, and we're going to get this into another video, is very particular on you don't want to trick people into clicking your ad. So if your ads are too close together to your navigational buttons, like this one's okay, but you want to make sure that you don't have two ads right on top of each other, and that's why you always want to preview your articles before you actually publish them. So that's really important. We'll talk about that in another video about the AdSense placement. When you go do this the first time, you won't have any ads showing. So that's a 2-page post. Okay, that's the video on the second page. And there's nothing saying you can't have multiple pages from there. Even after the video, you can add another page break and get people to go to the next page, and get people to go to the next page, and get people to go to the next page. The biggest thing is you got to give them a reason to, make it a good reason, and keep them happy. All right, so we talked about how to do a single and double page. We talked a little bit about the slideshows. I'll load up a template here in a second. I use the tool called Snagit that I use to get my images really fast. Love that tool because I can sit there and I can just capture things really fast on websites. I can capture images. There we go. I just captured that. I can adjust things. I can make my images really fast. I don't have to learn a really fancy program. I think that program's it's got a free trial. I think it's maybe like 40 or 50 bucks. So again, how your content should flow to draw people into your next page. So let me go, and I want to load up another template in here for you. I'm going to go ahead and do the slideshow post. I'm going to load this template. Now again, as we create different templates in here, we'll put the code in here for everybody so that they can load those up. So this is what a template would be for like a slideshow. So basically it's going to have your content and your image and the next page, content, image, and the next page, and the share buttons. So I think I put like 10 in here. So some of you that are going to do slideshow things, you want to do that. All you have to do if for the first screen is, you'll see this a lot. People will put an image on here that says, you know, start slideshow. And they'll click on that and then it'll start going to the next pages. The thing that you want to avoid is this. In fact, let me do this here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save this post as private so that it actually doesn't show up on my page. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK and do update. So it's not on my blog anymore, but it's private. But I want to demonstrate this for you, what it actually looks like. So this is what a slideshow post will look like. So I've got it here, and then it's going to have the next page. And then it's going to go to the next page. So it's going to load up here. And then I'm going to go to the next page. It's pretty much, because I have this same template in here, then it's going to go to the next page. And it's going to go to the next page. Okay? So that's what a slideshow template is. So that's, you can use those templates in there. Okay, so we covered that. I mean, there's a lot more to this, and you'll learn things as you play around with it. But if you do it just like that, that's all you really need to do. And you'll get really good at it over time, and you'll be able to even teach other people how to do that. And if you just focus on getting 3 articles of content a day, 3 to 4 a day, that's all you need to start out with. You'll get better at it as you go. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. If you have any questions about how to use the editor, you know, just go to YouTube. You can type in questions there, go into the mastermind group. We'll be happy to help you as well. And we'll post updates in the future for different things that we find that help us out as we create our slides. Okay, we'll see you on the next training.